this is just getting way too deep, but I'm just saying. Hey guys, it's Makaila and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a story on how I lost my virginity. I'm not really sure how I'm going to go about this video. It's not going to be in any sort of structure. It's just going to be my experience, and then we'll just see where it goes from there. Obviously, I do have a lot of young girls on my channel and a lot of young guys also too, but I don't think guys really care too much. It's more the girls that have a lot of questions and want to know what's right and what's wrong and all that kind of jazz. A girl actually asked me before what the age of consent was. So basically, if no one knows what the age of consent is, it's the age that you're legally allowed to have sex. And in Australia, or WA specifically, I'm pretty sure it's 16. Someone told me that it was 17, but I'm pretty sure it's 16. I know it was, that's what I learned when I was in school. So legally in WA, when you're 16, you are allowed to have sex. It's no longer considered as being a minor. But I don't know, it's not like we all go by that anyway. Not saying that it's a good thing, but I'm not saying that if you don't have sex after you're legal, like it's the wrong thing to do, because let's be real, I don't really think many people do wait until they're 16 anyway. I know personally, I lost my virginity when I was 15, and I know that these days girls are getting more and more mature quicker. So I believe that probably 15 is almost too old for most people these days. I know a lot of girls are a lot younger than that, which is crazy. Like, it blows my mind. But here is my story, here is my opinion, let's get into it. So basically, I was the kind of person that was never allowed to go to parties, never allowed to like go to boys' houses and stuff. Like, to get out of the house, to do anything with a boy was like pretty damn like big situation, if you know what I mean. I didn't kiss a boy until I was in year 10, so I'm pretty sure that's 15, and most of my friends had already done like lots of stuff, had already had sex by the time they were year 10, and I was just like, holy shit, am I weird? Am I a loser? Like, I'm scared I'm gonna be like a 40-year-old virgin at this point, because everyone had already done stuff and I hadn't done anything. And I know my best friend had told me that she had done a lot of stuff, and I was like, shit, you know, that's it. Like, if my friend has done it, I need to catch up. So that's when I was like, okay, we got to start learning what boys are, because I had no idea. I didn't know how to speak to boys. I didn't even want to look at boys. But I decided that, you know, year 10, you're almost finished school. I would feel like that's pretty old, and you should probably learn some life lessons by this time. So basically, after I had kissed the first boy, I had met a guy who was in school. He was in my IT class, so information technology, computer class, whatever. And we chatted heaps. He was a year older than me. He was year 11 at the time, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, like one thing led to another. We just started getting to know each other. We were friends. I started going over his house. Like, believe it or not, my mum actually let me go to his house just to like chill and hang out. And of course, I'm sure you're all looking at me being like, bitch, you didn't just go there to chill. Like, you didn't. And no, the first few times we did chill. I'm pretty sure that like that's all that we did, was just watch movies. But then like it happened maybe the third time or the fourth time that I went over there, and we ended up having sex. He knew that I'd never had sex before. And he had sex before. Like, he wasn't a virgin, but I was, and I was never the kind of person that was like, oh my god, like I need to wait till marriage, or I need to, you know, save it for someone special. Of course, in my head, because as we grow up, like it's pretty much embedded into our heads that like our virginity is like a sacred thing, and that, you know, we should probably not just give it away. So of course it like stressed me a little bit, but you know, it kind of happened as it happened. I'm not going to say that I was completely into it, because I wasn't. I was not ready for it. You know, I'm not going to say I regret it, but I don't really like the fact that that was my first time. It was kind of more like a peer pressure thing, I guess. It's not like he ever pressured me into it. It's not like, you know, he forced me into it. Not at all. It was just more like I had only said yes because I was asked, and I was naive, and I didn't know how to say no, and that's pretty much just how it happened. It didn't hurt or anything. I know people say that it hurts. I can't really remember too much of it. I just remember the initial like getting into that situation, but yeah, it is what it is. And I know that after that, it was the typical boy thing, have sex with a girl and then like, you know, pretty much fuck her off from that point. Kind of what happened. And did mess with my head a lot because I was like, shit son, like I have had sex with him now, he's taken my virginity, like, you know, I thought he was worth it, and now we've had sex, he doesn't want to talk to me anymore. I was like, typical. And then from that point on, like I swear to God, that's how life starts, and that's how you learn about boys. I do know though, after that point, after I had lost my virginity finally, I was more like confident in trying other things, or you know, branching out and not just like, I didn't just have sex and then not have sex anymore and then wait a few years till I had sex again. Kind of, I feel like it kind of broke that barrier of not having confidence, and then, yeah, I don't know, I grew up a little bit, I guess. But I do know for a fact now that I have grown up a lot and I can think about that situation, and I have younger sisters now and I see a lot of younger girls and I'm like, holy shit, how are they having sex? They're still children. But you know, back when you're that age, you got to put yourself in those shoes. Like you were that age when you were having sex. So when I think about it now, I know I wasn't ready. I should not have put myself in that situation. I don't think I was ready until I was about 18, to be honest with you. I know my body wasn't ready, and that's what kind of shits me a little bit, because I'm like, you know, I was trying to grow up way too fast and I was trying to experience things because everyone else had, and you know, I just wanted to follow in everyone else's footsteps, and I should have listened to myself, I should have listened to my own body, and I should have just, I don't know, I guess I should have waited, but it doesn't matter because you live and you learn. But I definitely know that being 15, I was way too young, and I really wish I could have changed that, but I can't, so it doesn't matter. But I don't know, that's where I'm like, okay, I look at my little sisters and I'm like, you're not ready yet, you are not ready yet. Like I get it, but you're not ready yet, just wait. You can't enjoy anything at that age, you just can't, it's just sex. Until you start to learn your body, it's just sex. This is just getting way too deep, but I'm just saying. If I had any tips for any younger girls or guys, I suppose, who are thinking about having sex for the first time, I would definitely say number one, be safe. Like always be safe. You do not want to get pregnant at a young age. I mean, it could be a great experience, but you're also probably not ready for that. Two, don't ever feel pressured to have to sleep with someone. I know that's easier said than done. Obviously, it happened to me, and I'm pretty sure it's happened to most people, but if you don't think that you are ready, or you're really not sure on losing your virginity, don't put yourself in a situation where it could happen, because 9 times out of 10, once you're in that situation, it's going to happen and you're going to feel pressured into doing it, so you're going to do it anyway, and you're probably going to regret it. And 3, if you are the kind of person that does take losing your virginity quite seriously, and you do lose it and you kind of regret it, don't let it get to your head too much, because at the end of the day, it's just an act. Like, it's sex. It's just sex. And you're gonna meet someone else and you're going to have sex with someone else and you're gonna love that sex. And it doesn't really matter, because whether it's your first time or your 10th time, it's still the same act. It's just the first time you've lost it, and everyone makes it into a big deal. And I get it, if you're like religious and then it's a big deal, and it's in your family to be a big deal, then that really does suck. But like I said, don't put yourself in a situation where it could happen if it's not meant to. But if you're not religious and you just don't want to regret it, just don't let it get to your head, because it's not that big a deal, I don't think. Personally, as a young person, it probably will seem like a big deal, but at the end of the day, we're all doing it over and over, and whether it's our first or 10th time, it doesn't really matter, does it? I don't know. Well, that was my story of losing my virginity. It seems to be something that everyone is totally interested in, like not just me, but like other YouTubers, other people. Everyone wants to know what age you did it at, or you know, how it all went. My story is not that exciting. I still have contact with the person that I lost my virginity with, and there's nothing else to it. Like it was just the first time, and that's it. If you guys have any crazy virginity losing situations, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to read them and have a laugh. And if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It'll help me out heaps. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and all my social media links are in the description bar. If you haven't followed me on all of them, go ahead, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye! Today's video is going to be like a little tips and tricks on how to create your own metallic lip color.